What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Frozen Road Podcast. I'm John Hunter. This is Danny the Pitchman Hart. Danny, what is up?
What's up, man? It's been a long time coming. I feel like it's like the first day of school.
I know, dude, and I don't know what the fuck just happened with our screen. Just happened. I don't know. We went through some technical difficulties just there. Not really sure what the hell that just was, but it shut the whole thing down. I'm really sorry about that. But yeah, we are back. Baseball's back, which is most important. You know, it was a long time coming. Hopefully, we were hoping that we would get back a little bit sooner than we did, but we still are going to have 162 games. It's still going to be a full season. Few things are different. Few things are the same, but it looks like the players are happy, which is a huge thing. That's my main thing, is to make sure that they're, because without players, there's no game. So if they ain't happy, then we're pretty much fucked when it comes to everything else.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely. Yep. And as frustrating as the lockout was and all, I mean, since it ended, it's been since everything was so condensed, it's been like a blitz, and it's been really exciting. And even spring training, like teams have to take it more serious. They have to get
Absolutely.
the lineups in that like normally they wouldn't necessarily focus on too much, but it's been fun, and now we're a week away, so let's
Yeah,
go.
absolutely. I mean, and that's the main reason why we're here, right? We're going to talk about the 2022 season, and we're going to talk about, where we see certain players, where we see certain teams, and who do we have in the World Series? Who do we have winning awards? There's a lot of things. There's a lot of different, you know, things that are going to be going on now, and there's a lot of new teams. There's a one specific team that I'm going to talk about tonight that I think a lot of people are going to be a little bit thrown off by, because I mean, but like they did a lot. So I'm gonna leave it there, and then when it comes time, we're gonna be like, that's the team. There it is. Um, so we'll start off with the things that have happened, the signings, the trades, the little things like that. But they were little, but they were big. Big things happen, but there's a few good. I'm not gonna go through like all of them, because there was a lot of shit that happened after the trade deadline. I mean, after not trade deadline, after the lockout, and it'll just be a lot of information that is going to be then become like stupid. So like we'll break. I'll talk about the main ones. Um, let's start off with Freddie Freeman. That's a huge. I
Yeah,
mean, it wasn't something that we really all saw coming with him leaving Atlanta,
absolutely not.
and then he then also signs with the monster fucking team, the Monstars, pretty much
Yep,
the Los Angeles Dodgers. That's huge in general, because then they just added another MVP to their already stacked team. And I mean, I don't really know. It's very easy to just to say that they can walk into the World Series because they're
yeah.
just
Their lineup
ridiculous.
is that good. I mean, we say a lot of times we're like, "Oh, this team is stacked," but like their lineup is legit, littered with like MVPs. Everyone in their lineup's been an All Star. Like
Yeah,
the fact that you can just nonchalantly trade AJ Pollock and not even think twice about it is ridiculous.
dude,
Like that's
and
crazy.
me and you talked about that earlier, and it was just like it was kind of like, oh, whatever. Like AJ Pollock had a 137 WRC plus last year.
Yeah,
He got hurt. He was hurt, but a 137 is not something to like bat your eyelash at. And
absolutely not.
this dude's, I mean, he's a beast. Like
Yeah,
like there's a
40,
reason why he's there. You know
yeah,
what I
he's
mean? Like there was a
40,
reason why he was in that.
40% better than the average player like that, and you just like,
Yeah,
nah, beat it.
and they were like,
And
you
he
know
was
what? We have enough.
yeah, he was
But
slated to bat eighth or ninth in their lineup. Like that is ridiculous.
when I look at that lineup, and I've seen like projected lineups, and I see Cody Bellinger batting seventh.
Chris Taylor,
Don't don't get me wrong, Cody Bellinger's definitely fallen
yeah,
off. Like
he's in
and
a
he
bad
looks
spot right now.
miserable. He looks
Yeah,
miserable in the spring. He looks like he's swinging a fucking pool noodle at this point. Like it
yeah,
doesn't look like he has any idea what's coming. He's just swinging the bat. But like he still is a former MVP. But
he's still
you have
young.
to think that he's
Like
going to get back
yeah,
somehow. Whether it's he not maybe not get back to MVP form, but he's definitely going to get himself hopefully back to just where he's a contributor.
yes. The
Like, and
fact that
that's
he's seventh or eighth in the lineup is crazy. Like he could
I agree.
potentially if he doesn't hit well out of opening day, he might be their ninth batter. Like that is crazy.
It's wild.
Very much so. He probably will be, but
And
like the fact
that
that Chris Taylor, like their projected 7 through 9 was Chris Taylor, Pollock, and Bellinger. Like that, you
Yeah.
put that on majority, like 15 in the MLB teams. That's 1 through 3 or 1 through 5 somewhere. Like that's just crazy.
It's kind of stupid.
Yeah, they're
like
a juggernaut.
It's going to be stupid watching them. Like
Yeah, they retain Kershaw to get him back. Like,
which is huge, which is another big win for them. But like, it's just like what's crazy is like they could have just let go. They probably could have let him go.
Yeah,
and still been very okay. Yeah, like they could have been like, all right, like Clayton, go wherever you want, go to Texas or whatever the fuck the rumors were that you were going to go. But like, and it would just been okay. Like you just let go of a Cy Young winner, and that's okay.
Yeah,
that's just
traded
okay.
AJ Pollock, could have let him go. Like fucking.
He's probably I would say Clayton Kershaw is a top 5 left-handed pitcher of all time, right?
Yeah.
Probably at this point in his career, he could be called that.
He's still really good too. It's not like he just completely fell off.
No,
like players like that, they fall off, you retire. Like he's still very productive.
His falling off is still a top 20 pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's like where he was a top 5, top 3.
Yes.
Now he's just top 20. Like, but that's still better than most players can say in their careers where they went from one to point A to point B. Like some guys just fall the fuck off.
Yeah, that's a huge. Kershaw would be a huge signing for another team, and that's just like just come back. Don't.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. We're here. Just
we got a spot for you.
Come on. It is what it is. But the reason why Freddie Freeman decided to not go back to the Braves was really didn't seem like it was much of his choice.
Oh, it was a little sneaky back.
As the Atlanta Braves,
like criminally underrated at this point, I feel like.
Yeah, and a guy who, again, I'm going to talk about later on today, later on in this podcast, because Matt Olson ended up going to the Atlanta Braves in a trade for one of the 2 top prospects for the Atlanta Braves, and Christian Pache and Shea Langiers. I'm sorry, I'm butchering that his last name, but Joey Estes and Ryan Cusick. The next day after, he decided to say, you know what? I already like being a Brave. I'm going to sign in for 8 years, $168 million.
Like the steal, kind of. Like if you look at it that way.
Last year he was an absolute animal. Like they like in the long run, it looks as though the Braves actually made out here. They got the replacement for Freddie Freeman. They got a very competent one, a guy who's probably going to be known as a better player than Freddie Freeman. He could be a better player than right now. He's a better player than Freddie Freeman. I think he is. Yeah. I could be wrong.
Stud defensively. Like
it could be something that could be something that you're going to hear. I'm going to get backlash for. But this dude is a stud. Like he's nothing. He's nothing that you should just be like, oh, like they really downgraded. They didn't downgrade. No, they either got the same or they got better.
Exactly. If you could replace Freddie Freeman, Matt Olson is your best choice, like your best
100%
possible scenario to replace him.
Couldn't agree more.
Just stick him in the same spot in the lineup. I mean, like he's not as good of a natural hitter, I guess, but the power is legit. Like he's has just enough power, as much power as anyone in the league, and his defense is next level. Like he's a ridiculous player who, I guess, because he's at Oakland A, doesn't get a lot of respect, and then a lot of teams think that. Yeah, they just got fleeced, but Olson's a stud.
I'm getting some heckling from David Payne because I butchered what his name is. I butchered the last name of. I'm not even going to say his name now because now I feel bad. I feel bad saying it because I don't want to butcher it anymore, nor do I want to get heckled anymore by David. Also, shout out to the Diamond Dogs. Great group of guys that we decided to we all got together. It was a bunch of baseball content creators. We all got together and we said, you know what, why don't we just push each other and, get to where we need to go. So, we're going to be on my page, on Ryan's page. Not Ryan's page, on Danny's page. We push a lot of their stuff, everyone's stuff. So I don't know why I just called you Ryan. Couldn't tell you why. I'm having a rough day today, dude. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
You're not doing well with names right now.
No, I'm not a name guy today. That's not my thing. But I do know the Diamond Dogs. I do know them. They're great people. but yeah, that is that's one thing. Is John really a hunter? Does he catch deer? And it's 100% true.
Yeah, bare hands.
That is a great question. No, I've actually never gone hunting a day in my fucking life, but thanks for checking in. 100% true.
I do have a heart though.
But yeah, I do. I think the Braves are going to be a very, very good baseball team this year, and I think that he's going to be a big, big reason for that. Then there isn't, the random signings, the guys who we didn't, the two guys that signed with random teams that we need, that probably neither of us saw coming. One being Chris Bryant.
Yeah,
Chris Bryant signed with my Colorado Rockies.
Go get that money.
Yeah, and I'm happy to see him. I'm happy for my Rockies. I'm not exactly sure why Chris Bryant went there. It doesn't really make sense to me.
I feel like it 100% just like he got the years he wanted. That was a huge thing for him. And the reputation of the Rockies is go ball out, get your numbers, and then maybe a year and a half from now, 2.5 years from now,
go trade
the Rockies cash in and get some prospects for him.
Yeah,
he just gets to choose whatever contender he wants to go to. So I think he's just betting himself. Go have a crazy couple years and then just decide you're going to go replace someone on the fucking Dodgers because it's probably going to happen.
Yeah, I feel like every team in Major League Baseball right now is the Dodgers farm system.
Yeah, it's like, Justin Turner's old now. Chris Bryant, come on down, bud.
Why don't we just do that? I think this should be based on beard grooming advice. Well, 100%, 100% true. Thank you. I appreciate that.
His fucking name couldn't be more.
He's 100% true. He's 100% true. A guy named, for people who are just gonna be listening to this on like Apple Music, on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, a man named 100% True just commented on this and said, "I think this channel should be based on beard grooming advice. Y'all look good, fellas. We really appreciate that.
Gray in there.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. But yeah, he's 100% true. Whatever.
Maybe it's my daughter. My daughter said she wanted to watch me on YouTube. I don't think she knows how to spell though.
She's crushing it if that's the case.
Yeah,
Teagues,
she is sneaky, dude. Love you, Teagues.
Another random signing was Carlos Correa. Carlos Correa decided to go with the Minnesota Twins, which
that caught everyone off guard.
It definitely did, and he actually signed a Bauer contract. Decided to sign a bunch of 1-year deals, pretty much, where he can opt out, do whatever the fuck he wants to do after that. But like, I like it. I think Minnesota's going to be all right. I don't know. I don't think, I think they're going to actually be solid. I might be crazy in thinking that. I know I was talking to a guy from the Painted Lines, Mark Henry. I was talking to him about it, and he actually has them. He's a big in like the gambling world. He actually has them under, I think it was like 84 wins. Hey, could be possible, but I think they might shock the world this year. They could be they could be a very random team in the Central that is able to say, you know what? Let's see it. Let's see what we can do. Yeah. They could be like the Marlins in 2020 and during that shortened season where no one saw it coming and they just show up. They have the players. They have solid players. They also, another guy they just got in a trade was Sonny Gray.
Yep.
Sonny Gray's he's not, he's not he's not an ace, but he's definitely going to be someone who can contribute. I think he can contribute just as much as Jose Barrios did.
Yes, and I feel like you don't make that trade for Sonny Gray unless you do plan on competing. Like, why you don't make that move?
I don't know, and I don't know if Carlos Correa signs there if he doesn't think that they have a chance at something. That wasn't the only move they made either. They also went out and traded Josh Donaldson and got a shit ton of money off their books. And with the New York Yankees, made a trade, and they also ended up getting Gio Urshela and Gary Sanchez. So, the Sanchez has been terrible the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan. He's a terrible catcher.
Pool noodles, and he's god awful behind the plate.
Horrible. But we'll see what he can do. You know what I mean? Like, this is going to be a change of scenery. I like Gio Urshela. I think he's a good player.
He's good defense. He's way better than Sanchez defensively.
I think a lot of this season for them rides on Byron Buxton.
Yes, and his health. I'm glad that they did make them moves because other than the White Sox, the AL Central is not the strongest division in baseball.
No,
they're decent teams, but I'm glad there's more competition now for that division lead. So
I agree.
I'm glad Correa went there. Why not?
Yeah, it shakes stuff up a little bit.
Absolutely.
It gets one of them teams that it got a team that I wasn't really going to pay much attention to. It got me to pay attention a little bit. So I think that they have a good chance of you know being a surprise team in 2022. But yeah, I mean that's something that I'm really really a big fan of. Who else? Who else did we see? Did I see that I was? Oh, how can I forget? Trevor Story. Trevor Story decided to sign with my
So
Boston Red
you're
Sox,
yeah,
another team, my Boston Red Sox, and he to play second base. He's going to play second base there, and he's a stud defensive shortstop.
I was gonna say, so him at second base, he should excel even more. Like he
I
should,
agree. I
yeah.
agree. I think he should excel. From everything I've read and everything I've seen with Alex Cora is comparing him to Dustin Pedroia, which in Boston is a huge compliment.
The highest praise you can get.
That's one of the highest praises you can get. Exactly. So like having a guy like that, praise you like that is, and Alex Cora is a guy who played with PD. He played with Pedroia.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He coached him. He played with him. He's got a good relationship, so he knows what he's saying. It's not just he's not blowing smoke. He sees something special. And I mean, Trevor Story has a lot more power, in my opinion, than what's his name than Pedroia did.
Laser show.
Yeah, the laser show. He done it wrong. Laser show did his thing. He put put the balls in seats. But
Trevor Story's going to dent the fucking monster as well.
Trevor Story is going to do some damage at Fenway
Yeah.
Park, and it's definitely something that I can see being a huge plus for them. Another bit like I'm rolling here because we have a lot going. We have a lot to talk about.
So much to talk about.
I'm just going to keep going. Another big thing was the who else? What was the Marlins trade? The Mariners trade, I mean.
Winker.
Jesse Winker and Suarez both got traded to the Mariners. That's, I mean, America's team is now, it's beautiful. It's beautiful to see that they're, pushing forward. They're a team that's I think is going to be a pretty solid team in this year. They're going to compete even more than they did last year. This year, they also got Robbie Ray. Like they're a team that's ready. They're ready to compete. Yeah,
Julio Rodriguez is ready to ball out.
Can't wait. Hopefully
we see him, Kalanick, Winker as an outfield, like Haniger. Like,
yeah, we could be in for something pretty special with that Seattle Mariners team again. They got beat out last year by the Red Sox. They were the team that took over that wild card spot, but you never know. I mean, the Mariners could easily sneak up and do something special again, special in 2022, and I hope they do. I hope we actually do see them. For Mason's sake, for another guy on the Diamond Dogs, I definitely hope to see that.
Absolutely.
What's going on? Hey.
Oh my God.
4's making an appearance.
There's the 4th.
You're shoving me out of the way.
4's making an appearance here. I'm not shoving him out of the way. But yeah, the 4th. But yeah, we have we have a lot to catch up on. Who else do we have signed? Jesus Christ, there's so much going on. No. Let's go to the Phillies. Let's talk about the Phillies.
My Philadelphia Phillies. You already claimed 2 teams.
Dan, take it away.
The fucking boys are going to bash, baby. The Broad Street Bombers.
Who they get? Talk about it.
Kyle Schwarbaums, Big Nasty. Awesome. They got Big Stick Nick Castellanos, and we're fucking ready, baby. And Bryson Stott, stay hot, Stott. It's going to take over third base, and sky's the limit.
Hopefully making money takes over center field.
Patrolling center field. He's getting them right field reps as well. He got to make the team.
Absolutely. So that's another team. That's a huge deal for them. Having them on here and having them 2 guys. I mean, that was a big problem with the Phillies towards at the end of the stretch last year, not being able to hit the baseball. Yeah. It was literally all up to Bryce Harper at one point, and people can say what they want that he when they played the Braves in that series, he went cold.
He had his first bad series in 4 months.
In 4 months, like he was dominating for 4 months, and then had an off weekend. And people can say like he needs to be on. Listen, that's not how baseball works, buddy. Like that's not like
we got bit by the injury bug last year. Our lineups were ridiculous for
So
a
yeah,
big
there
stretch.
was
So
that's another team that we'll talk about in the big stretch of what's to come for this season. But yeah, man, I'm excited for a lot of things that are going on in the game of baseball right now. You know, we had some record setting numbers in signings this year, total money throughout all of Major League Baseball. There was so much money that was passed around. Happy, like I said again, for Major League Baseball and what they were able to do and what the Major League Baseball Players Association was able to do in getting things the way that they should. They should be in charge of what's going on here. They should be able to, you know, have as much say as they can and get themselves more marketable. It's not fair that they're, you know, it's probably the least marketed for being the America's pastime. It's marketed terribly.
yeah, it's so big. Like just even the TV contracts at this point, like to make us go through Peacock or Apple TV or Amazon, like how many Yankees games? Like 20
I
or
saw they were
40
going
or
to do
something?
I saw that they were going to do like 20 some games
Yeah,
and
strictly on Amazon.
Yeah,
Like that is crazy. That's the biggest market in baseball, and you're going to fucking like limit viewers.
It's gonna hurt, dude. It's either, you know, if you don't have Amazon, what the fuck are you gonna do? You're not gonna be able to watch a Yankees game. But like I don't know.
Your local cable provider should never not be able to show the game.
No,
like that's crazy.
Especially with the money, the deals that they do sign. Like it is crazy.
Like that should never be an option. Like, it's ridiculous. Like if you want to go watch on Amazon, or if you don't want to have cable and you just want to watch on Amazon, that's fine. But the old heads that don't deal with them situations should have access to watch the game. It's just it ain't right. It's just stupid.
I agree.
Stupid marketing.
I 100% agree. Yeah. Another bigger signing that was it could be construed as big, but it could be, you know, whatever. The Atlanta Braves also did sign Kenley Jansen to add another piece to that bullpen. Kenley Jansen, you know, previously was with the Los Angeles Dodgers. He was a part of that World Series in 2020. People can say that has an asterisk on it, but it is what it is. That I count that as every team played the same amount of games. Every team did the same thing. That's a World Series, in my opinion. I don't want that to ever be misconstrued and say that, you know, that's not a World Series or it's a, what do they call it? They call it some type of World Series.
Like a Mickey Mouse World Series.
Mickey Mouse World Series, people call it. Like, it's not a Mickey Mouse. Everyone played the same games. Like it was what it was. It was horrible what happened that season. What happened in 2020 was horrible. So they were able to get the games in. It is what it is. 60 games. That's a World Series. They should be completely told that they're the World Series champions. I think that's a big reason why the Dodgers are doing what they're doing now, by the way. But I do think that the Braves, you know, getting Kenley Jansen is a huge, huge deal. And I think it's kind of, you know, it could be going under the radar at this point of how, you know, strong that bullpen is going to end up being, how strong that team is. You get a healthy Ronald Acuna with what they have. Sky's the limit for them again. You could very well see them in the World Series again. I'm sorry?
The old double birds.
Yeah, double birds because why?
Ring the bell, baby.
I mean, listen, we would all like to see them ring the bell. We all want to see them ring the bell. That is, they're going to ring the bell. The bell's going to be rung. But we'll see. We'll see where they end up. We'll see where they are. We'll see where you have them. Do you even have them in the playoffs? Who the fuck knows? Do you have the Phillies in the playoffs? Who knows? We'll see. But right now, I think we pretty much covered the big names, right? We covered all the big stuff because we had already, before the lockout, we already covered Corey Seager, all that stuff. We had all that. Stuff. Yeah, that was all covered already. We already did all that. So I kind of just went with the big things that we're after, and I think we pretty much covered it, right?
Yeah.
Do you have anything else? Can you think of anything else?
I'm sure there's a ton of people we missed, but like,
I mean,
we're doing one episode to recap from the lockout. Like,
I mean, we're doing one episode. Yeah, it's that's a long. Exactly. We just crammed a lot of information in about a half hour. Actually, less because then we got sidetracked with the whole.
We got frozen.
We both got frozen.
The buzz fucking April Fool's does.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
Good joke. Good Jake, boys. Good joke. Got us. But yeah, I mean, if you can't think of anything else, I can't think of anything else. We should pause and do our little the little thing for the buzz that we have here. Show you all the shows and the feature stuff that we have here. Haha, put the wrong one.
April Fools.
Dude, I am rough tonight. This has been a bad night.
So hopefully we don't talk about any more names.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully no more names are being talked about. This is one that's going to go into the files as a lost cause night.
Shaking the rust off. That's all.
It really is. It's a rusty night, dude. We have had a lot of shit going on. I don't even know where it's at. You know what? I can't find the actual one. So this is what I'll do. I will give my little spiel for the Garrett Group Construction. Let me tell you about the fastest growing construction company in the tri-state area. That's Garrett Group Construction. GGC is available to service all of your construction needs. They specialize in gut rehabs, big basements, bathrooms, and kitchens. Choose Garrett Group Construction, the official sponsor of the Frozen Rope podcast. Call today for free estimates, 267-262-1660. Once again, that is 267-262-1660. There is no job too big or too small. All right, Dan. Let's get down to predictions. So, we'll start with the National League.
Okay.
Then we'll go with the American League. Then we'll do MVPs. Then we'll do Cy Youngs. Then we'll do Rookie of the Years. How do you feel about that?
Deal.
All right. And then we'll also give our World Series prediction and in how many games. We'll do the same thing we did last year.
Can you go back to back?
If I can go back to back, that'll be extremely, extremely impressive.
And Trevor Plouffe will have no choice but to respect you.
I just want him to
acknowledge
me.
Yeah.
I just want him to acknowledge me. That's all I'm looking for in my Roman Reigns.
Clearly
voice.
watched I watched the episode of you predicting it and then just coattailed, took all the glory.
Everyone did. Every major podcaster took glory for that. And I said it weeks or months before all of them. But we'll just go from there.
We'll leave that.
All right. All right. So we have the National League East. We'll start with the East. My prediction for the National League East winner is the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, I mean,
I think the Atlanta Braves repeat as the National League East champions. They are just a very good baseball team. Yes, they lost Freddie Freeman, like we mentioned, but they gained Matt Olson. Hopefully, they're able to, and they didn't even have Ronald Acuna last year during all that. That was so think about that. They didn't even have probably the second best player in Major League Baseball.
Yep.
Or top three at least. He's the top three best players. He's a great player. They didn't even have him during that World Series round. So getting him back at some point, I don't think.
How long is he? Like a month?
Probably is from what I'm understanding. He's not going to be there by obviously not going to be there for open day. He hasn't been in spring, but he's working his way back. But even so, getting him back is going to be huge for them. That's going to be That's going to be great for everybody. It's going to be great for. That is definitely going to be good for everybody. So it's going to be good for the game. We talk about this a lot. Things that are good for the game. Ronald Acuna is a guy who's good for the game. So having him back is big.
Those types of players, they market themselves. Like as bad as MLB is at marketing, like players like Tatis and Acuna, like they're so exciting, and like there's no like they just market themselves, and it's great for the game. His injury, Tatis's injury, like it sucks that these dudes are getting hurt, but I mean, hopefully, I mean, obviously they can stay healthy. But yeah, I mean, the Braves, they're not necessarily as strong as the Dodgers, but their lineup is ridiculous too. Like their whole infield is stacked. Then Acuna coming back, you're pretty much trading for an MVP caliber player a month into the season, getting him back.
Yeah, exactly.
Their rotation, they're like Jansen. You mentioned bullpen. I mean, like Fried he's a stud. He's an ace at this point. Soroka, I mean, hopefully he can get his stuff together. Like he's very good when he's healthy. He's been going through some shit.
Yeah, the injuries have been rough for him, and it's been a shame to see him, where he's at. But hey, I think like you just said, if they get him back, having him Max Fried, and it's a strong team, man. They're not something that I think the Dodgers are going to take lightly. and I don't think anybody in baseball should take them lightly. And I know that there's going to be some type of edge with Freddie Freeman. I'm sure he's going to look at the Braves and go, all right, well, I'm going to bash against you guys because you guys did choose somebody else over me, and that's a huge deal.
Mm-hmm. They pretty much just created their own rivalry.
They did.
Internal.
I mean, Alex Anthopoulos continues to be probably, in my opinion, that right now, as of right now, I mean, he's got to be the best executive in baseball right now, right?
Yeah,
the way he wheels and deals, it's incredible. I mean, don't get me wrong. Was it Freeman? Is the operator, the baseball operations guy for the Dodgers? He used to be with the the Tampa Bay Race, but he's operating like a well-oiled machine himself. Look what he's doing. You know what I mean? It's not like
still a good farm system. Like it's crazy.
You have two great teams who are going to end up going up. I mean, could you see them in the NLCS? Very possibly. They're two great teams. So that's something we'll have to see. But you said Braves, right?
I said Phillies.
You think the Phillies are going to win the East?
Yes, not biased.
Not biased at all. Yeah, that's an unbiased opinion. Definitely.
Yeah.
The NL West.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't even talk about the Mets either. Like, they
No.
have a very good team, but like DeGrom and Scherzer, like, dude, the Mets just fucking met every year. It just happens. Like, it's like it sucks, dude. DeGrom, best pitcher in baseball, and he like shoulder tightness. He's missing a month already.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, I think the Phillies can compete, especially if. Like, I don't want any injuries for any team. Like, Acuna went down last year. I wasn't happy about that. Like, he's the best player on arrival, and I hated that for the sport, everything. But I think the Phillies do have a chance. Like, if they can, again, fucking every year, it's like, can Eflin make that jump? Can Eflin be a good? Like, hopefully he's healthy now. His knees hold up.
Yeah.
Like, Wheeler is what he is. He's a little behind right now. Noah has been giving up moonshots in fucking spring training, like he did last year, all year. But the offense is obviously going to hit. The defense, hopefully, can hold up. Yeah, they're going to win the East because I'm not biased.
Yeah, you're not a biased fan at all.
No.
So we're going to hit the NL West, all right? We're going to here we are at the NL West. I don't think it's really, should we just bypass it? I mean, the Dodgers are going to win the NL West, I think.
Yeah.
I think they win 160 games this year, and the two losses are probably just going to be
the last 2 games of the year.
Yeah, when they just say they're
bringing out fans,
they're going to go full NFL and just or NFL and just bench their entire teams. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. That's what's going to end up happening.
The only thing that could stop them is the fucking injury bug. Like in reality,
I agree.
There's no slumps in that lineup. Besides Bellinger, it doesn't matter. Like 4 of them dudes are going to be hot at one time. Like they're going to be so tough to pitch against. They're going to wear down pitching staffs. They're going to be brutal to play in the playoffs. Like they're just going to be tough.
I agree. I definitely agree with that.
And I don't. Do you see the Giants winning 106 games again? Like they're
that's going to be tough.
Their Vegas numbers like 85.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Last year is going to be hard to repeat. It was almost like last year. Last year should have been their year to be like, let's sneak up and win something here.
Yeah,
and they weren't able to. Listen, they had a great year, but
absolutely,
who knows? I mean, they did get young Jock. Getting young Jock is a huge,
bad bitch.
He's a bad bitch. You know what I mean? So getting him is big. That's nice.
That pearl necklace sits well in St. Fran too.
Yes, it does.
Yes,
it does. All right, so we both agree on Dodgers there.
Yeah, I mean,
the NL Central. I mean, I think the Brewers.
Yeah, their pitching staffs.
Their pitching staff's just nasty.
So legit. If they can get, if Yelich can come back to any type of form.
Yeah, that's big.
Adames, like we were talking about him last year for a while. Like he's such a good player. He's so underrated.
Yeah. Willie Adames at one point was looking at MVP votes.
Yes,
and he got them. He did get MVP votes technically, but he didn't get any first place, which he's showing up because only Bryce Harper really deserved them, and Juan Soto. They were the two that deserved them. But Willie Adames showed that he was a great player last year, and he, is going to be, in conversations like that. If you put him, like you just mentioned, Yelich, if he comes back to form,
it just gets
Jesus,
their pitching staff's unreal. Like
they also got
Woodruff, fucking Peralta, and Burns as a 1-2-3. It's so tough, and then their bullpen's aces too.
They also were able to trade for Hunter Renfroe to add some power to that lineup again. So who knows, man? I mean, that's a team that could again. This could be their year. This could be their Braves year. That
they're another team you don't want to see in the playoffs with that pitching staff.
They're a very interesting team.
And other than that in the division, like St. Louis is always competitive, but they're like Jack Flaherty, like they're dealing with some bullshit. Like their pitching staff is up in the air. Like their defense is great. Like they have stud defenders across the board, but
they won what 6 Gold Gloves last year, 5 Gold Gloves, something like that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
They had a great year.
Yeah, but I mean, can they compete with Milwaukee? Like obviously they can, but I see Milwaukee winning it.
Yeah,
I don't see Cincinnati. Cincinnati's not going to be good. Like Pittsburgh, it's not going to be good.
No,
and the fucking Cubs. I don't know. They're a weird ass team to deal with right now, but.
Yeah,
like I don't think they have the firepower to compete it either.
No, and like you just mentioned, they were kind of a weird team this year. Like some of their moves were strange. I mean, they got honored.
They got rid of the core.
Yeah, but they brought in guys like Arnold Simmons. They got Saya Suzuki, Stroman.
Suzuki.
So they went out and they made some moves.
Yeah,
but again, where does that make them compete wise?
Where
do they compete there? We don't know because again. The NL Central is I feel like is probably the most.
It's very up in the air.
I think I think it's the most open division. If you could say that, I feel like not that I don't think any teams are like obviously I think the Braves are the best team in the National League East, but the Phillies have made moves. If the Mets are able to actually be healthy, they could be something. Like there is things that could happen where it could be an up in the air, but I do right now think that the Braves are. The top team there. Obviously, in the West, we just mentioned the Dodgers. It's the Dodgers, then everybody else. That's kind of how it is in Major League Baseball as well right now with the talent-wise. It's the Dodgers, then everyone else. But the Central, they do have, 3 teams that can really that are up in the air. Any one of them can win it, and any one of them, if they make a run, they probably could win a World Series.
Yeah,
but actually, no. I think
the Brewers.
I think 2 of them can. I think the Cubs are the least likely.
Yes, St. Louis is just St. Louis. They're always fucking dangerous come playoff time.
I agree. So that's my NL. That's my NL is Braves, Dodgers, Brewers, and your Phillies, Dodgers, Brewers.
Yeah.
So my wild cards. Wild cards are a little bit different this year. There's 3 of them.
Yeah, 3 teams.
There's 3 teams. So my 3 teams are the Phillies.
Okay, this can go fucking anywhere too.
I threw you a bone there. Give you the Phillies. The Phillies
half game out of the Braves.
I do think they're going. I do think they're going to. I do think they're going to make that. I think they're going to be the top wild card seed. Number 2,
Mets.
The Giants.
Yeah.
I think this is where the Giants are able to do something. I think they're going to be in a wild card. I think they're going to be better than San Diego.
I don't think a team comes out of the Central wild card at all. Like no chance. I think it's either 2 West teams and a East or 2 East teams and a West.
I have the Cardinals.
Okay. I mean, again, though, like Cardinals are always
because they could very well do it. It's a weird year.
If their pitching staff gets right, like they got the defense to back them up, and their offense. It's not like their offense is bad. Like they got sluggers on their team too. But
hey, and they just brought back the machine.
Yes,
the machine is back.
What a fucking story
is back.
That's going to be. Like him hitting postseason home runs would be fucking beautiful.
And he's going to DH. He's going to do what he should have been. If there was a DH back when he could have, but back then he would have stayed in St. Louis,
and he would probably have the home run fucking crown by now.
Fucking right, he would have, because he would have been healthy and he would have been all right. That's how I look at it.
Your cousin Brendan is fucking not saying anything that's wrong right now.
No. So, and we'll talk about that. About that.
If he always went,
that's his cousin. Yeah. That's his cousin. His
dude. The dude knows. The dude knows ball.
My cousin's cousin.
Yeah,
my cousin's
cousin. You're not related to though.
I'm not related to him all. He is completely Brennan's cousin. He wants him to win the Cy Young, and who has him winning the Cy Young? Do you? Do I? I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, they're my 3 wild card teams. I have Phillies, Giants, and Cardinals. And what do you have?
I have the Braves. I think the Braves are like a shoo-in. Probably 10 games back of the Phillies, somewhere around there. I think the Mets are going to
not biased at all, though.
No, not even close. I think the Mets are going to make it. I mean, it all depends on that pitching staff. Like if DeGrom has the same bullshit like shoulder problems that they can't find anything wrong, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it all relies on him and Scherzer pretty much. I think that they'll make the playoffs. I mean, it's tough for 3 teams to make it because obviously they play each other a ton, but
yeah,
I think them too. And then, it's hard to go against the Giants. Like they're
weird.
pitching, like they lost Gausman, but I mean their pitching they got
Logan Webb. Logan Webb's good.
Yeah, and they got Rodon. Like he's him going from the White Sox which in the summer is it like who knows, that ball goes fucking anywhere, to playing in a pitcher friendly ballpark. Who obviously they're doing something right because they just resurrected a bunch of players' careers as starting pitchers. So Rodon going there, I think he's going to have a great year. He had a great year last year, and now he's more of a pitcher friendly ballpark.
I agree. Now, what's funny is I actually had the Mets in there.
Yeah.
And then I saw DeGrom got hurt, and it just turned me off. It was like
the same bullshit as last year.
Yeah, and then then you see that,
Scherzer has a hamstring issue now.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, is this going to be ailing them all year?
Yeah,
and then it's going to be what?
Pitcher's tough, dude.
And then it's what? Cookie Carrasco?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's
Taijuan Walker.
And Taijuan Walker. Like that's, I mean, how do I sit there and say that team's going to win a division, win a wild card, or win anything like that? Like when there's teams that are definitely going to be out, that are going to outsmart them because of that. Like, I don't know. I think I could change that. That's something I could definitely change if I see that they're going to be consistent. I'm looking for consistency there. I don't know. They're up in the air. So right now, I'm going to leave them in the same spot they were last year, sitting on the sideline watching, because I don't see it.
You went off the board. You went injuries off the board. I went injuries. I haven't that. They haven't sat with me yet. And I'm just like, they're on paper, like
they're still there.
Should be a good team, and if they can get them pitchers right, they're going to be tough to beat. They get another team. If they make the playoffs and they're healthy, pitching staff, fucking tough. Like that's not a team you don't want to deal with that rotation in the playoffs.
I definitely agree. So now with the American League. The American League for me was very weird because I feel like there's a lot of teams that are good. There's a lot of good teams in the American League. And
there's 4 in the AL East alone.
Yeah, and
sorry, David and Bradley.
And listen,
Orioles not one of them.
And listen, there's one team that I'm biased against. I'm biased for.
It's not your Boston Red Sox, right?
I'm iffy. I want to say yes that they're going to get in, but there's another team that's still here in my head.
East is a slaughterhouse in the AL.
It is. There's a lot of teams. I think, to be honest, everyone says there's 4. I think there's 3. I don't see one of them teams as as good as everyone else does, but I never do. I never see them as being as good as everyone else does. Yeah. We'll talk about this. So, the AL East. I have the AL East division winners, the Tampa Bay Race. I think Tampa is very good still. They get young every year. They get younger and they have guys who are fucking studs. Shane Baz is going to be awesome.
Yeah, he's McClanahan.
McClanahan. They have a guy who again I'm going to talk about in Wander Franco, who I'm a very big fan of. Austin Meadows is a guy who I always think is going to have a breakout year, and he ends up doing exactly. Yeah, Brandon Lowe, exactly. They have the guys. I don't see how this team doesn't. I mean, there's only one team probably that I think could actually give them a run for their money in that division, and it's not my Red Sox, it's not the Yankees, it's not the Blue Jays. The fucking Blue Jays are the
that's who I have winning the division. I have the Blue Jays.
So, yeah, I mean, which a lot of people do. You know what I mean? So a lot of people feel the Blue Jays, and we'll see that. I think I see why. They're a good team.
Yeah,
they're young. They're young. They all came up. A lot of them came up together. Then you're like, it's just it's a good team. And I can see why people look at them and think that they're going to win the East. I can understand that. But to be honest, the team that's ran the fucking East the last 10 years, from what I don't know, the Red Sox have won 2 World Series in the last 10 years, but the team
It
that's
is the Rays.
been consistent has been the Rays. The Rays have been a
absolutely.
consistent thorn in everyone's side for the last 10 plus years.
Well-oiled machine.
And Kevin Cash I still look at him as being the best manager in baseball. So it's something that I really do look at, and I don't until I get proven that they're going to lose, that they're not the best team in the division. I'm gonna keep giving them the AL East title.
Absolutely.
All right, so I had the Rays, the West. This one was hard for me, and it was hard for a weird reason, because I think if the Angels can stay healthy,
a lot of ifs, yeah.
But that's it. It's ifs. If the Angels can stay healthy, they can compete.
And if they have an injury or two, they might be the worst team in baseball.
Exactly. It's crazy. It's crazy how that works. But they have, obviously they have Shohei. They have Mike Trout. They have Rendon. They have a good team. They just got Noah Syndergaard as well. So they're trying to do something pitching wise.
Jarrett Walsh is a good player. They have a lot of good players.
They do.
I think Joe Adele's going to be. I think he's going to have a really good year.
Exactly. He
changed his swing. I seen him a couple of spring training games, and his swing is so much more compact and short, and not trying to do too much. I think he has all the tools, obviously.
100%. And that's something that I look at, and I'm like, maybe they
can
do something. There is. I think there is. And my cousin Brendan, can we get Trout to the playoffs already? Yeah. I agree. Can we? He's been to the playoffs, but he hasn't been to the playoffs to where he's able to actually have a run. So I need it. I need to see him. We all need to see the best player, the 2 best players, right? Everyone needs to see Shohei in the playoffs.
Yeah, the best player and then the absolute most versatile player of all time at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I'm with you, fat fuck. But that's
great diet.
Big
fan of his diet, though.
Yeah, beers and hot dogs, bro.
Dude was ahead of his time.
But yeah, dude, it's. I have the Astros written down, but I could easily be convinced that the Angels could easily do this too, and it's something that I would not.
Seattle's knocking on the door as
Seattle, exactly, and that's another America's team. That's another team that I look at. I'm like, Seattle could actually now take over for the Astros, but the Astros only lost Carlos Correa. Don't get me wrong, that's a big loss.
Yeah,
they only lost Carlos Correa. It wasn't like they lost like a shit, and they were just in the fucking. They were just in it.
Easily won the World Series, and they got Verlander back. They got
exactly. So I don't know. I
don't know what's up with McCullers.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
all their young guns were pitching very well down the stretch and in the playoffs. They were playing fantastic.
Framber Valdez he looked great.
Yeah. Garcia, he has nasty stuff. They have a good team still. Even Chris Russo, I think he's a huge bozo. Hate him, hate how the way he talks and everything.
Yeah.
But him just mentioning they lost Correa, but they have Altuve and Bregman and Gurriel and Brantley.
Jordan.
He didn't say that. That's my thing. It's he named 5 players and didn't even mention Jordan Alvarez, who is top 5 hitter in the AL. The dude just fucking rakes, and he's 23 years old. He's just going to.
Yeah, that's a team
for that dude. Yeah, they're tough, dude. But so you got three legit. They're one of the
they're another one. It's the Central in both divisions.
Chances. That's what I'm talking about the West.
Yeah, we got the West. Yeah. It's like the Central in the National League though. It's you don't know. I don't know. I don't know how. Obviously
options.
Obviously one is lesser. I would say the Angels are the lesser team.
Yeah,
and then but it's only because of the unknown. That's why it's they're.
But if they're healthy, they
put it all together.
The best team.
You got it exactly. They could be at the worst. They could be a wild card team if they put it all together.
But like you said, you illustrated with the AL East, with the Rays being that team that just has been dominating. It's the same way with the West. The Astros have been that team, and until somebody dethrones them, it's hard not to just fucking write them in pen as the AL East champ. AL West champ.
Yeah, how don't you?
So hopefully, for baseball, not even the media perspective, but as a fan, hopefully there's a Angels Seattle like race at the end of the season. Like that
That'd
would be great
nice.
for just like the real baseball fan who want to see those
Yeah.
teams do well. Like
Yeah.
that'll be great.
Absolutely. So the AL Central, I have the
White Sox.
Chicago White Sox.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the White Sox as the the American League Central champions.
Yeah, like you said earlier, the Twins made a couple of those moves that maybe make them competitive, but like I don't really see the White Sox are fucking good too. Their bullpen. I mean, Kimbrel and Crochet. Like I think Crochet just got hurt.
He's getting TJ. He's done. He's done for the year.
Dude, that hurts. Like that's two.
I agree.
Their bullpen was super strong, and obviously they still got arms out there, but like you don't want to lose those fucking players.
No, absolutely. Brendan, do we look to trade Nola if he struggles early? No.
I don't think. I think his struggles. If he struggles, I don't think we're getting anything better. Get anything back that would be value.
Here's the thing: how early we talking these struggles are. That's the main thing. If you're talking first month, absolutely not. Because
I mean,
a lot of these guys are still got spread. You got to remember they missed some time for spring training. They weren't able to be in the facility. They weren't able to be with guys. They weren't able to do the normal shit that they're able to do. So I'm going to give a lot of guys a month to get themselves back to where they need to be. Yeah. I'm not going to say if we're in. I mean, if we're also in
mid-June,
if we're in mid-June, who the fuck's going to want to trade for him?
Unless
if he looks like shit.
Maybe it's a team like you would have to have. I feel like the team like the Angels.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of teams would,
where
but
they're playing. Yeah, they're like say the Angels are playing well, and like they're 5 games up in the West, and then all of a sudden Syndergaard has some shoulder issues.
Yeah,
dude, I'm sure they'll be calling for a pitcher like Noah to come out. Like Noah is like notorious for not liking pitching in cold. Like LA would be a great place for him to go. Like I'm sure like something like that I could see happening.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, his value is going to be at the lowest, and I don't know. I mean, what is the are we going to trade him for an MLB ready starter back? Like, what is the backup plan?
It all depends.
Who's that fifth starter?
Agreed. Agree, and I think that's one of the Phillies. I mean, obviously the Phillies. I think the Phillies rotation is one of their strengths.
Yes,
right
now.
Too. So I'm not sure if I would really want to touch it. But hey, let's get back on track. White Sox. Both of us have the White Sox. So my wild cards, Blue Jays.
Okay.
I have. I want to say the Red Sox just because I'm a Red Sox fan, but like, I'll say the Red Sox. I'll just say it, Red Sox, and I'll leave one of the teams out. I think the Twins.
Okay.
And for all the reasons I said, I think they are I think some way, somehow they become that team from the back that nobody sees. And here they are. And they end up, do I think they're going to continue success? I don't know. I'm not sure if it's continued success going to be coming there. But like, I definitely think that this team could easily sneak up on a couple people, could possibly make a couple moves at the trade deadline to strengthen them.
Yes.
And then they get to the postseason and
with
they
the White Sox. Yeah. With the White Sox bullpen issues that happened in the last couple of days.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, who knows? And I feel like if the Twins weren't in that division and they were in the NL West, just say it. And like they had a team like the Dodgers, I don't think they go. And
I say no way. I say no way.
I don't even think they're going to make them moves.
No.
I don't think they even would realistically plan to compete. But the fact that the White Sox are the only like threat in the Central, like gave them a chance to be like, why not us? Why not we go?
You're only competing with one team.
Exactly.
At that point,
why not make a couple moves and we can a couple injuries away from that's our division.
Yeah. And the reason why I'm so hesitant on Boston is because of the rotation. Point blank, it's because of the starting rotation. You got Chris Sale, who
you don't love Michael Waka Flocka.
Like, I like the fact that they just surrounded themselves with veterans because they did this in 2013 and they won a World Series that way. They got Jake Peavy, who everyone thought was done. They got John Lackey, who a lot of people thought was done. Well, they got John Lackey the year before.
But the way he looked.
But John Lackey wasn't John Lackey from the Angels when he got there, but In
He
2013,
ate up innings and he fucking very reliable.
exactly. In 2013, he completely changed everything for himself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you could see Michael Wacha, and they also got Dick Mailton. They got a lot of guys they got a lot of veterans. They're going to be, can make up for that. Where I do think that they could possibly do something.
Yeah, and they're not like they're
that
not
lineup is dirty.
It
It's
is.
not that lineup is not easy to face.
Absolutely not. And they do have the prospects, and they're not heavily invested into Flocka or Dick Mailton or anything like that. To where at the deadline they could pull some triggers and go get some fucking starting
Absolutely.
pitching.
Or if a team listen, if things aren't panning out and they don't look good at that point, they could easily get rid of those veterans and send them to and if one of them is competing pretty well, they could trade them to a division to a team that's in playoff contention and get some return for it. I've also seen them do stuff like that.
Yep.
So it's like I don't know. I mean, they're another. I think they're a weird team. I think their offense
they're
can
always
compete.
like that.
Their offense can compete with anybody, but their pitching is something that is questionable.
Yeah, a couple years ago, they were one of the worst teams in baseball, and then all of a sudden, they're back to competing. Like the Red Sox are always fucking ready to reload and shit.
Yeah, exactly. They've become like I never want to say that. You'll never hear me say this again, but they've become a team like the Yankees. Where they don't rebuild, they reload. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's a difference there. There is a difference between reloading and rebuilding, and
which is kind of
certain
like
teams do it.
Maybe seeing what the Cubs are trying to do.
Yeah,
like
they're not trying to rebuild completely, but they're trying to reload and try
get
to
assets and then just go pull them moves in off season and everything. But
to be honest, the Phillies haven't really rebuilt. They've reloaded. Exactly, but their rebuild was terrible. They're not rebuilding; they're reloading at this point because they're not none of their big guys other than Rhys Hoskins is their guy.
It's homegrown, Noel. Pitching.
Pitching wise, but pitching it's Nolan Ranger, right?
Yeah, Ranger. Yeah, Eflin was from a trade. Wheeler obviously wasn't like none of them.
Exactly. So they're learning how to reload instead of rebuild because that's not what they do. That's not what they should. Like certain teams do that. They're not one of them.
Yeah.
All right. So
my wild cards would be the Rays, which
a
lot of things like had the Rays finish in 4th place. Like it's fucking crazy, dude. They get no respect year in year out,
and that's fine.
It's not like they rebuild, they reload quick on their own. They don't have to go outside.
All their reloading is literally rebuilding.
Interior,
it's in-house.
It's crazy. Yep. So I got the Rays. I need Seattle in the playoffs. It's America's team, obviously. I want the Angels, but like you said, dude, so many unknowns, so many what ifs, so many things can go wrong quick, and they could.
Like we said, it's one thing that can go wrong, and the whole team's shot.
Yeah, they could be absolutely terrible. They're so top heavy. It's ridiculous.
Agreed.
But so I got Rays, Seattle, and
I know. I hear you.
there's 5 teams you can pick out of. I don't want to say the Yankees because
I left them off, and it's because I really don't trust their rotation.
Yeah, not at all.
And I've seen their. I don't think their offense is. I don't think their offense is really that great either. So it's like, I don't know. I just don't see the Yankees as big a threat as most people usually do.
I don't want to get. I'll say the Angels. Why not? Throw the Angels in the playoffs.
Sweet.
Give me the Angels and Seattle in the playoffs. It'd be beautiful for baseball.
Beautiful. I'm cool with that. Now, the big question. World Series. Who do you got?
All right. Do you want to go fucking obvious? Like I don't want to just throw the Dodgers in there, but it's so hard not to.
Go with who you got.
True. All right, let's get it. I feel like this is such a cliche pick, but Dodgers, Blue Jays. Where did I go? Oh,
sorry. Again.
Dodgers, Blue Jays.
And
so it's so cliche, and I'll go. Give me Blue Jays in 6.
Right on.
Toronto, Canada's team,
All right.
as opposed to Seattle.
So my World Series prediction for 2022. And I'm going to start off the same way I did last year. Braves, White Sox.
I like it.
White Sox in 5.
Okay. Trevor Plouffe.
That's
Heard it
World
here
Series.
first.
That's my World Series prediction. White Sox in 5. Yeah, I just think the White Sox. I mean, I know they lost Crochet today, and that's huge. That's a huge loss. And they also traded Kimbrel. I get that. But I don't know, man. It's just that's just a strong team. They still have Hendricks, you know what I mean? They still have Kelly. They still have fucking Graveman.
Yeah.
Like they have a good team,
It's a
dude.
pair.
And it's like that team's going to exactly. The actually he was voted as an MVP candidate a couple years ago by accident. Yeah, so he is a one-time former MVP candidate.
Yeah. How many
Ryan
believers
Tepera.
can say that?
Not many. Eric Gagne probably
Eric Gagne.
is one of the few can say that. But yeah, I mean that's what I got for my season predictions.
Okay.
We'll replay this hopefully in October, and one of us hopefully will be right.
I like that we have 4 different teams. That's cool because it's better.
Yeah,
odds.
Absolutely. All right. So my NL MVP, Braves first baseman Matt Olson.
Oof.
I think he comes to the National League, and he does exactly what we know he can do, and that's fucking rake. And he plays great defense too. I think Matt Olson wins the National League MVP this year.
Yeah, especially with a little bit of disdain towards his name with fucking
Brendan. They're not. They're just good. they're a good team.
He already claimed 2 teams today. You can't claim a third.
The Rockies. You know, they're my. They followed me on Twitter, so I have to say they're my Colorado Rockies, and obviously the Boston Red Sox. I can't say the Braves are my second favorite team, but yeah.
Okay, so my 2022 NL MVP, I think it's going to play a lot to do with the success of his team and the lineup that he is in. He's going to get Jimmy Rollins treatment, and it's going to be Trey Turner. Yep.
I did not see that. I thought you were going to say Bryce Harper.
No, not at all. I mean, I could say it like he's right up there, but I think Trey Turner has been super underrated his whole career.
Yeah,
when he's healthy, dude, he's
that's a good pick.
A power threat. Obviously, one of the fastest players in baseball, and he's going to be at the top of.
He's the smoothest slider in the world too.
His slides are ridiculous, like a baby's bottom.
Yeah,
smooth.
It's beautiful.
I mean, he's going to. I mean, I know we don't look at the generic numbers as much as most people do.
Yeah.
But I think for MVP votes and shit, that does come in play. And the fact that he could potentially score 150 runs and just all of his other numbers are going to be stupid too. Like even their back of their lineup is deadly. So his RBI numbers are going to be potentially through the roof as well. So he could be looking at a easy 300, 30, 100 RBIs, 100 runs. Like he could be looking at that type of season and
a fucking probably like a 140 WRC plus out of fucking nowhere too.
Yes, and then his team might win 123 games. So I mean, how the fuck would you not vote? Well, I mean, they might have 5 people get MVP votes in their lineup. So I mean, it will be tough to give it to him, but he's going to be the catalyst.
That's a good one. So my National League Rookie of the Year, Phillies.
Yeah, I mean,
third baseman, shortstop, second baseman, whatever the fuck you want to call him, Bryson Stott.
I think Bryson Stott.
I think Bryson Stott is pretty much. I think if he plays well, he's a shoo-in. I think he's an absolute. That's all he needs to do. Just play well.
Yeah, he's going to benefit from the lineup. He could benefit from fucking success as a team. Like it doesn't go into play as much as the MVP, obviously, because Rookie of the Year. I mean, you're not really expected to carry your team to the playoffs.
No, but if you are able to,
exactly, you're not going to be able to argue if they make the playoffs and he's a big contributor. It's going to be hard to necessarily take a guy like O'Neal Cruz from Pittsburgh. I love him, but he got sent down. He's not going to start the season in the MLB, which is stupid.
Yeah.
But like the AL rookie situation is stacked compared to the NL situation.
Yeah, it is. And I know it's
Crazy.
funny. I actually wrote on here, AL should be the best rookie of the year race, and it will be.
Well, I mean, I would say, I mean, a lot of years. I mean, then you got Suzuki from the Cubs, who could come in and just hit 35 home runs, and it's just be like,
Very
fuck,
easily.
man. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard to vote against that. It's not
Yeah.
his fault that he's 27 years old and came over, 28, whatever he is.
Yeah,
Like, he'll still
agree.
get the votes, and he could very easily win it as well. But
definitely.
yeah, I think Bryson Stott, especially with spring training, he didn't have a 2020 season, obviously, with COVID, but like last year, through every level in the
He was
minor
a
leagues,
beast.
he did everything you could ask for him. And then like this spring, like you'll have people on Twitter saying stuff like, pitchers are working on their stuff in spring training. They're not necessarily working on execution.
Yeah.
And trying to get you out per se.
Yeah.
But like, what more can he do? He can only like hit what pitchers are giving him, and he's
agreed.
literally doing as good as possible. So I mean, there's no
agree.
reason to think that won't translate into the regular season.
I agree.
So we're both on board with
Bryson Stott. Yep, 100%.
Yeah.
My AL MVP is a little bit different. So I have two guys written down, and it's because of circumstance.
Okay.
I think that my original guy, and I'll say him, and then I'll give you a reason why I have the other guy. I have Wander Franco. I think Wander Franco wins the American League MVP. I think he's a stud. I think he is going to be he's one of them good for the game guys. Like he's a player who's just good for the fucking game.
Yeah.
But a guy that
is Franco eligible
for the MVP? Yeah.
We're talking about MVP. I don't know why I was just thinking about fucking
rookie of the year.
I'm like, what the fuck?
So
caught that wrong. My bad.
But yeah, Wander Franco, I think is an AL MVP candidate this year, and I think he's a strong one. But then there's Shohei Otani,
okay,
who, if he has a similar year as he did last year, or just as good, if he has the same year, or just below that, I don't see how you don't give him the MVP every year. And that's another thing that me and the guys from the Painted Lines were talking about last week is that's something that's going to eventually have to be adjusted. They're going to have to figure something out there.
Hopefully in enough years with the DH and everything, there's enough players that they groom to be the two-way player.
Yeah.
And that becomes its own award. But I mean, that's not happening anytime soon, not in the next couple of years. Not to compete with Otani anyway. But yeah, I mean, you have a dude doing both at a high level. It's impossible not to vote him for MVP. And it's not to necessarily say it's unfair, but like what the fuck are you supposed to do? You can't give to anyone else. And it's just like,
yeah, I agree.
It's tough for the MVP situation in general.
It makes it extremely difficult.
Yeah, it's impossible.
It is. It really is.
It's like fucking Aaron Rodgers being the best middle linebacker in football. Like, obviously, he dude's playing both sides. Like, he's a fucking MVP every year. What are you supposed to do? Like,
you're not exactly. It's a very, very difficult position for Major League Baseball to be in, and the writers. I can't even fathom how they feel voting for these guys, because if you give a guy who's a two-way player, how the fuck do you not give him the MVP every year and at a high level, like you just mentioned?
Yes.
Like, this dude's hitting 40 home runs. This dude's hitting 40 home runs and has an ERA around an ERA in the probably like just above 4, if not low 4s. I have a hard time not giving him the MVP.
Yeah, he's not putting up Rick Ankiel numbers on both sides.
No,
like, it's just the dude's he's a potential borderline ace, and he's the fucking home run king.
It's like
what are you supposed to do?
It's hard.
Yeah, but
Wander is my guy. Wander is my guy though. But Shohei, I can see why. I can see that too.
Absolutely. AL, due to the success again of a team, the AL East champs, the AL representation in the World Series, Vlad Jr. I think he very well could have had it last year if Otani didn't go God mode on people.
Yeah,
but I mean, I don't think he's going to regress. Maybe he won't have the season he had because it was ridiculous, but he's so young that he's just going to get better. Like, he's going to know his body more. He's going to get stronger somehow.
He keeps losing weight.
He's already a fucking tank, but like, he's not bad defensively.
No,
necessarily.
He's a
which
DH,
I thought,
though.
yeah, absolutely. He did play a lot of first, but
Yeah.
like I don't know. I mean, I could see him again. A stacked lineup. He's going to put up numbers. He's for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
He's going to be a threat to the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, like if he gets the Triple Crown and Otani's dominates, like it's such a fucking tough situation.
I agree.
Brendan's in my brain, I think.
I think he is. And my AL Rookie of the Year, Bobby
that's what the
Witt
emojis.
Jr.
Yeah,
I think Bobby Witt Jr. of the Kansas City Royals. The kid's a stud. We've been hearing about him since he was drafted. You know,
Yes.
he's just an absolute beast, and he's somebody who's, you know, I just think he's going to easily be the AL Rookie of the Year. I mean, not easily, but I think he's going to be the AL Rookie of the Year. Another guy that we didn't mention that I think will probably that I'm really excited about for the National League though is Hunter Green. I'm very excited about him and Cincinnati
Hopefully
Reds.
he stays healthy, throws the 100 miles an hour consistently. Like
it's fun to see.
And they named
like
them.
that.
They named them to their rotation. Like that's great.
That's
like,
very nice. Yeah,
could
so
be a
it's
corner.
good to know that it's good to know that he's going to be up there. You know what I mean? So if you're putting a bet in for Rookie of the Year, he's probably somebody that you can throw a couple dollars.
I mean,
on.
if he stays healthy and he has a decent season, he could. I mean, if he starts 30 games, like he has a good chance to win it. Like just from pure stuff and the fact that there's not many other starting pitchers, I don't think that will compete with him. And the AL, I mean the NL, like you got O'Neal Cruz, but like it's not that deep. Like who knows? 2 months from now, there might be 5 rookies that are crushing in the NL. But as a prediction and before the season, Hunter Green's definitely a good choice.
Yeah,
definitely value there for sure. But you got Bobby Witt.
I got Bobby Witt.
I just did not go with Bobby Witt. I will go with Julio Rodriguez. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with either one.
No, I don't.
And there's like Torkelson,
Adley Rutschman.
Rutschman if he gets his arm right. Like there's the AL is stacked with rookies this year. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Riley Green from the Tigers. Like if he gets
Riley Green, he's another one. Yeah, I mean the Tigers could be a good team this year. Very easily. Could be a good team with just young guys. But yeah. So Cy Young. My AL Cy Young, Garrett Cole. I know it's, I didn't pick them to win or go to the playoffs, but I do think Garrett Cole is still a top 2 pitcher in baseball, and I don't know. I do. I just think he's an absolute stud. So
yeah, I mean,
if he's able to pitching a full season, I don't see how the dude just doesn't win and finally get the Cy Young that he deserves.
Yeah, and like you said, like you don't really trust their rotation, but like you can.
I trust him.
You can exactly. Like, he is that guy he's a workhorse. He's fucking dominant. Like really doesn't have like an injury history necessarily.
Yeah.
He's just there. I will go with. I didn't even write one down, but I don't like Robbie Ray. I don't think I never liked him, dude. I talked about this last year. I don't know why.
I remember when I used to play FanDuel, I used to stack against him all the time.
Yeah.
Like he used to suck. There was a point where he sucked.
Figured it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when he was at Diamondbacks and stuff, he was trash. Like he threw the flattest fastball possible.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know.
It's almost like he tightened his pants and was able to like play baseball.
Yeah. Exactly. We talked about that last year too.
I've never seen anything like it.
Onto something, dude. Tight pants, fucking great stuff. But let me go with a little dark horse here and go with your Tampa Bay Rays, Shane McClanahan.
I'm cool with that. That's good.
If he gets a full season of pitching, like I think they always have a good pitching staff, and they're going to be a good team. So
yeah, I mean that's somebody who I could see that. NL, my NL Cy Young, my cousin's cousin, Zach Wheeler. I think he wins the Cy Young next year or this year, and I do. I think he has a good season. So, Brendan, there you go. I gave your cousin the award. I think he deserves it. I think he could have gotten it last year, but you know, he ran into some juggernauts over in Milwaukee. So it is what it was. It was what it was. Corbin Burns was a stud last year. He deserved
I
it.
know.
So nothing you can do there. But yeah, I think he wins it this year.
Yeah, I mean, as long as Wheeler he gets his obviously his workload later was nuts and he's a little behind. But I mean, I'm sure the lockout didn't help with that situation.
No.
As long as he's ready to rock and roll, like I mean, he was dominant last year for so long, kind of tired out at the end.
Yeah.
But like he was so legit all season. He has a very good chance, but I hate to say it, but I will go with tight pants, Walker Buehler. I think it sucks though because I have the Dodgers going to World Series. I got Trey Turner winning MVP and Walker Buehler winning Cy Young. It's like fucking.
But you don't have that. You don't even have. Do you have the Dodgers going to the World Series? Right?
Yeah.
So
it's like I feel like they're just going to they're going to be a juggernaut. They're going to be hard to deal with.
Yeah.
And
they're the Warriors. They're the MB. They're the MLB's version of the fucking Warriors right now. Like
who's Draymond Green?
Cody Bellinger.
I guess because he
just
can't fucking
does
everything else well.
He looks high at all times. You ever see when they were doing the national anthem? He's like this.
Just stupid face, headband.
That's him.
Yeah,
it's Cody Bellinger.
That's true.
But yeah, man, that's all I got. Good first podcast back. We'll be back again next week. We're gonna try to get this going every week again.
Hopefully, man. What day will it be on? Yeah, will it be next Sunday? I'm also about to have a fucking kid.
Yeah, you're about to have a kid any day. So
any hour. So
yeah. So the next week or two are really going to be up in the air for you. So
I mean, I can give you an hour. I'm about it. I'll find an hour somewhere. Maybe next Sunday. She gets induced next. If she doesn't go into labor, she gets induced on Thursday. So should be possibly be home by Sunday. We'll see.
Listen,
hopefully she goes in labor. Not tomorrow.
Don't rush greatness.
I hope she goes into labor. Ideally, Monday morning when I wake up for work.
Yeah,
I'll just drive her there instead of going to work. That'll be ideal.
Yeah, you get a full week's pay the week before.
Chalk it up. Go get home by Wednesday. Baseball starts Thursday.
Yeah,
take a week off.
We'll be back Friday.
Yep. Friday, Sunday, whatever. We'll figure it out.
Whatever. Yeah, we'll figure it out. But yeah, everyone, thanks for listening. But we're ready to give you a good season this year.
The boys are back, baby.
Boys are back. All right, boys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. We appreciate it. We are out.